YouTube, good morning. B Smokehouse back here with you. I think today I've got time, I've got the opportunity. I think today I'm gonna make some chicken and sausage gumbo. The only real smoked element of this video will be the actual chicken parts and pieces I'm using to make my smoky chicken stock. If you don't know, so I grew up in Houston, Texas. In Houston, we have a lot of Cajun Creole influence. One of those influences being through culture and its food. One of the main staples in my household growing up was gumbo. So gumbo comes in many forms. You'll find that if you actually took a trip down to Louisiana, that you can find different types of proteins used for gumbo. Many times, the dishes that we used to, or others used to say were trash dishes, you've had a culture of people, usually from poverty, that elevated those dishes. So that's what we're going to do. Currently, I have on my smoker, I've got a big punky piece of hickory. I've got some chicken tips, and I've got some flats and wingettes on the smoker right now. I'm not trying to cook them through. I'm just trying to get them to get a smoky base because this will be the base of my stock. Let me show you what I have going on. Got going on. You see that smoke rolling? I've got a small coal bed with a big punky. I'm almost positive that piece of wood is still green, which is why we're generating all the smoke. So here's what we're looking at. Stay tuned. This is going to stay on here for the next hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Again, I'm not looking to cook this chicken through. I want to get some smoke on it. I did season it, seasoned salt and black pepper. Stay tuned. All right, we back. All right, this is my chicken that I smoked for about an hour and a half. Move it around. This will set here for the next few minutes. I've got some parsley stems. I've got some green onion, the whites. Right. This is going to go into the same pot. They have been rinsed and washed. Right. Then I've got red onion, and I've got some garlic unpeeled. Come back with the garlic. So this is going to be drained anyway, so I'm not really, those papers and everything don't really bother me. Let me get rid of a wooden spoon. I'm going to let that go. It actually smells pretty good already. I'm going to let that go. I might give me some carrots in here. Let that go until we got some stock going, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, we're back. Let me show you guys and prep the vegetables I'll be using for my gumbo. So now, it's not traditional by any means. If this was traditional, I'd be using totally green bell pepper. But I've got a red and a yellow bell pepper. Got a whole large white onion. I've got 2 stalks of celery. Now I've got 5 cloves of garlic. Let's go ahead and start getting this stuff ready while my stock is on the stove simmering. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, so no real method to the madness, but I want uniform slices. Right? So this is how I usually prep my veggies. You may do yours a different way, especially if you make your own gumbo. Right? So we go like this. Go. You chop your vegetables the size you want. Half over here. So now, usually what I do with these, don't mind these being a bit chunky. The onions on my butt. Here's one. Right? But I'm using what I have, what's native, what's local to my area. Alright. So I give these a good smash. Then we run our knife through them. Then once I have them all nice and chunked up, then I pretty much blitz them with my knife. Or, I mean, some of you guys might do it like this. No right or wrong way, right? I can there's two. I find that this takes a little bit longer. But I'm trying to get this down to a uniform texture. Some of the different proteins you may see in some of the gumbos, especially if you are from Louisiana, you know, there's a, you know, this is definitely a regional dish. You can find a lot of variation in gumbos across Louisiana. Like I said before, beef and kielbasa sausage. I put about a little butter in there with a buttermilk, and then you got the sand. You want to refrain from moving it for a while. I want some of these coins. You see I got the coins and we got some dice in there, some half coins. I want them to pick up some color before I make them in. Again, all this flavor is going into the cohesive, unit into flavoring this gumbo. And up next, in the grease that populates from the sausage, I'll be sauteing my chicken. Again, it's not to get it completely done, but it is to get some color on it, because color equals flavor. And again, cohesive flavor into our gumbo. That's our stock flowing down. I need it to condense a little bit more before I can start making my roux. Stay tuned. Got the first batch of chicken in. Again, alright, we're going to get on ahead and start making this roux. The way I make my roux is a 1-to-1 portion of fat to flour. So if it's 1 cup fat, it'll be 1 cup flour. I'm using a ½ cup measurement, so it'll be 2 of these of flour to 2 of these of oil. Right? So I've got my fire on medium heat. Right? So here's what we're going to do first. And I won't keep you here the whole time. And I'll show you what I'm doing, the most important steps as we do it. Again, this is a ½ cup of oil. It's a ½ cup. We need 1 more. Remember, I've got another ½ cup of flour to add. You don't stop stirring. Eventually, I will start raising my heat. The reason you don't want to stop stirring is because the flour will burn. We're trying to take this to a dark chocolate color. This absolutely imposes some of that Creole / Cajun flavor. I will stay here for the next 45 minutes to an hour making this. The constant mixing ensures that you don't have any lumps. Right now I see a few lumps, but over time the lumps will give themselves up to the roux. Alright, and then we're going to go in with another. My fire's pretty low right now, so that's why I can stop mixing. So I only had bread flour on hand. The difference between a solid bread flour and regular flour is that the bread flour has a bit more protein structure in it. However, it'll still make a roux. Again, this gumbo that I'm making, is composed of things that I've had in my house, right? Alright, I'll bring you guys back when this gets a bit dark in color. It is currently 1:40. I will try and keep time to let you guys know how long this takes me. And we're getting ready to go ahead and start adding our vegetables. We're going to go in with our onions. Remember, this is hot. You wouldn't want to get this on your skin. It's our onions. Our bell pepper. Again, I'm not using green because I didn't have green. I'm using what I have. Now, these vegetables are absolutely going to cool this mixture down because these vegetables have moisture inside of them. There's my celery. Some of you might know this as the Trinity. In Cajun cooking, Trinity is the base. I'm going to saute these until these vegetables soften up, and I'll bring you guys back. Stay tuned. Alright, this is what our vegetable mixture is looking like. I'm using this roux to actually help soften the Trinity, right? Those onions. It's supposed to be a yellow onion. I think I use white. Again, there's several different things with this recipe that for me makes it non-traditional. I didn't have green bell pepper, so I used the colors I did have. And then I put garlic in there as well. Alright, now we're going to start introducing our chicken stock, but we're going to do it slowly. Again, this chicken stock was homemade. I did use the tips of the wings because those have collagen, and they're going to help to make this a hearty dish. Going to go in with a little bit at a time. The chicken stock that I made, homemade chicken stock from scratch. So that's why I'm going to hold off on seasoning. You will see a little cayenne pepper, right? That's kind of standard for most Cajun Creole dishes. But I do have little ones eating this. She loves gumbo, by the way. Just trying to show her some of the ways that, you know, are some of the things that I grew up eating. Alright, we're going to get all this chicken in here. I did bring this to a boil and reduced it to a simmer. So again, this is flavor in different layers. You might see me at the end toss just a tad bit of salt in here, but I've got a whole host of seasonings that I'm going to put in here. That's two. Again, for me, the longer this simmers, the better it'll be. But absolutely, this is better the next day. That's with most soups, right? Okay. We're gonna give it a solid mix. Just remember, some of those seasonings are going to be coming off that chicken, and will infuse this gumbo as well. So I don't want to jump ahead and go ahead and start putting spices in here. Stay tuned. Alright, we're back. I just gave it a taste. It's going to need a few pinches of salt. I kind of expected that. Going in with 3 hefty pinches of kosher salt. Then I'm going to go ahead and start putting in my other seasoning. Since being off the camera, all the things I've done, I've added the 3 bay leaves. You see one floating right there. I went ahead and dropped my sausage in there. I thought that sausage would add some saltiness to it, but just not enough saltiness. So now we're going to add in some of our other spices. So it's black pepper. Granulated garlic. Seasoned salt. And give it a stir. You see it, the scum rising to the top. That's fine. Until this is done, I'm going to start skimming as well. I don't mind if some of that chicken starts falling apart. You're going to go in with some cayenne. Not too much. Again, measurements will be down in the description. This is going to simmer. I also need this to come down a little bit to help concentrate those flavors as well. I'm going to hit it with some Tony C's. I think that's going to be it for now. I'm going to let this simmer for the next 5-10 minutes. I'll come back, give it a taste test, and then we should be good to go by then. Stay tuned. Alright, here's the finished product. A nice bowl of chicken and sausage gumbo. Let's recap what we did. So I had some chicken wings that I split into wingettes, or wingettes or drums and flats, right? I took the tips because of their collagen content, and I made a savory chicken broth, which would also go towards my gumbo. So you can use different types of broth. You can use seafood broth, beef broth, or chicken broth. I've seen people use plain water to assist in getting that flavor base to knock that gumbo out of the park. It's simmered for 2.5, 3 hours. I drained it, got the liquid, threw the solids out, and then I took that liquid, set it to the side, let it cool. I began prepping my veggies, that Trinity, that celery, that bell pepper, and that onion. I didn't have a yellow onion, so I used white. I didn't have green bell pepper, so I used a combination of yellow and red. And then I also minced up about 4 to 5 garlic cloves. After that, I went ahead and prepared my my roux. A roux is basically equal parts fats to equal parts flour. You put it on the stove, get it over medium, low to medium heat, and then you stir. You do not quit stirring. You do not walk away. If you walk away, you're most assured to burn it. After I got the roux ready, then I went ahead and started dumping in my vegetables. The moisture in those vegetables leached out into the roux, which helped break that roux apart. You'll see the roux break. You'll see the particles break away from the actual oil. And then you keep stirring. It'll come back together. From there, I start spooning in and stirring at the same time that delicious chicken stock that I made. After all the chicken stock was in and I used every bit of it, I started going in with water. Now is the time that we're cooking this this soup mixture, is gumbo base, and you want it to condense down. That's how those flavors concentrate. Some people go as far as adding a bottle of cold water towards the end of the cook and letting the gumbo set. This gumbo here will absolutely be more flavorful, more delicious on tomorrow after those spices have actually had time to set, soak up the moisture, and bloom. After that, I put me on a pot of rice, and here is the finished product. I added, I'm sorry, let me go back. I also added in that sauteed chicken and the sauteed sausage. There are many different ways to eat this dish. I'm going to show you a few common ways, and then we'll speak about some of the other ways people eat. Growing up, I used to eat mine with crackers or a piece of cheesy bread. Straight delicious. I've got the green onion for garnish. Some people use the white bases of the green onion for garnish as well. One other way you might commonly see this eaten is with potato salad. Now, growing up, I never saw anybody eat this with potato salad. This seems to be a newer thing, or at least new to me. But I am being told by others that, you know, deep down in Louisiana, that people eat it with potato salad all the time. Now, let's get to the taste test. All right. You can absolutely cook this dish with other parts of the chicken as well. Chicken breast is used, chicken thighs is used. Usually you want to pull that chicken. I didn't take the time to do that. I feel like chicken on the bone is a little bit more flavorful. Let's see what we got. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get it over to you without wasting. Can you see that? It looks absolutely delicious. Let's see what we got. Look, that gumbo base, that roux, that broth, it's got a little bit of a kick to it, a little salty, a little peppery. You get the notes of it. You can still absolutely taste, you don't taste the flour or the oil, but you taste that background. This is similar to making an actual gravy. This is not my first time making gumbo, and it won't be my last. This is the smells coming off this. It smells Creole or Cajun. Smell, it's not too hot. Like I said, I have kids that will be eating this. Those sausage are cooked perfectly. That chicken's cooked perfectly. It's falling off the bone. I'm in here with a spoon. All the different seasonings are coming together. Let's get another bite. It's delicious. It is delicious. If you haven't done so and you've made it this far through this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Beast Smokehouse. I look forward to the next few videos coming up. I also look forward to any feedback given. Again, like, share, comment, and subscribe to Beast Smokehouse. Beast Smokehouse out.